so 10th track of the album. This was probably the most complex beat on the whole album. Took a couple different synths, chopped a sample to the melody, added a bunch of programmed drums, a drum break, and then an 808. Was going for a little bit more of a a little bit more of an apocalyptic sound with this beat. Alright, so starting with the sample chop, pretty simple in terms of pattern. I took a horn sample from a record I had, and then I sliced it to a few of the different notes, and I just chopped to the melody. Once I got the loop recorded, I killed the low and I also added a multi-chorus to the sample. After I recorded the sample chop, I programmed the drums. Drums are pretty simple, classic snares in the 2 and the 4, but I tried to focus on adding a lot of sounds with a lot of reverb. One of my favorite sounds on the whole album was definitely the open hat that I had on here. After I recorded the drums in, I added a lot of reverb to a few of the drum samples to make it sound a little bit more grand. After I got the drums laid down, I moved on to adding a couple of synth pads. First one is this lo-fi pad. After I recorded this synth in, I added a few effects. Mainly, I killed the low end and then added a multi-chorus onto it and also adjusted the stereo width so I made it wider. I wanted to thin it out, but I didn't want to lose all of it, but wanted to be a nice background piece. Then after I added that synth, I added another one using the Mellotron. Even simpler, this one's just 2 notes in comparison to the whopping 3 in the other one, but all these needed to be was just a background piece. Then after I recorded this synth, I added a multi-chorus and a lo-fi effect. Again, wanting to thin it out a little, just leaving it as more of an atmospheric background piece. Alright, then after I got the synths down, I added a simple 808. Nothing crazy, mainly just matching the notes in the sample. I wanted to find a 808 sample that was pretty low, booming, and I think I got that with this one. Alright, then after I laid down the 808, I just added a compressor and an enhancer to it. Alright, so the last part of this beat was finding a drum loop, just taking one bar of that drum loop, heavily filtering it, and just leaving it in the background of the beat. And the effects I used were a 4-voice, chorus, a compressor, I widened out the stereo width, and I also added a flanger. Once I finished the beat, I was able to throw it in Ableton, and since there was a lot of different pieces, it was pretty easy to drop out different sections to make a full song.